Hi guys, what is up? I'm Milan, also known as Milan Reddy-Devlin on Instagram and TikTok, and I'm here today with Superdrug to bring you guys a full glam, full party, full moment Pride makeup look. I'm so excited to be doing this today and definitely filming with Superdrug themselves. This is such an amazing opportunity, so thank you guys so much. Of course, we know we all love a good rainbow moment, a good full glam, full beat moment. If you know me from Instagram or TikTok, you definitely know that I do full transformations with all these crazy details and patterns. But today I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing something a little bit more glam and toned down, but still very intricate and very fun. So if you want to see what I come up with, then definitely stay tuned. Okay guys, so let's get on with this super glam moment. So I have already primed my skin, I've prepped it with some moisturiser, did a quick little face mask to make sure we are all nice and supple. My skin is looking so dewy, and I think we are ready for some foundation. I am a huge fan of full coverage foundations. I just like to be super beat down, not a single piece of skin showing. I just like it to be fully covered, full tea. So let's get straight on in with it. So for foundation today, I'm going to be going in with the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Stick Foundation. And this is just a really nice full coverage foundation. It is super creamy too, which I absolutely love. I am going to be going in with two shades just because I think this is a bit light for me. This is the shade F6 and I'll go in with F8 too. And I'm just mixing in a little bit of the F8 colour all over pretty much. If you're not into super full coverage foundations, you definitely don't need to use as much as I'm going in with. I just really like to pack this into the skin and make sure that I'm looking completely snatched. So now that that is completely packed onto my skin, I'm taking my beauty blender just to soak up the excess product, just because it is very thick, this one. So I want to take off as much as I can with it still being super full coverage. I'm just going in with a bit of my cream contour, and whilst I'm doing this I kind of just want to talk about Pride a little bit. So as we all know, Pride has unfortunately been cancelled this year due to the ongoing pandemic, but I feel like now is probably the best time to be showing us all coming together and showing our support for one another from home. We don't need some fancy carnival and some fancy parade just to show that we're proud to be who we are, we're proud to be living our best life. But during these times we also need to make sure we're remembering who it is that even gave us this opportunity and risked their lives to make sure that we had this privilege of being able to just openly be ourselves and talk about how we feel, talk about what we are, how we feel about our sexuality, and just really live our best life. So we always just need to remember where we came from and who it is that we owe this to, because without the black, queer, trans community we would not have what we have today. And if you're like me, you're not too great at talking about things and just explaining and educating people, but as long as you're trying and you're using your platform to really bring awareness to what it is we're celebrating, why we're celebrating, and who it is that gave us this opportunity to celebrate, then you need to be just using your voice and trying to talk about it and trying to get the word across and really start a conversation about everything. But let's use this time of being home, being all in the same situation, to really just sit down and think about what it is that we're proud of, what we're proud for, and just really appreciate what it is that we have that unfortunately so many others don't. And we really need to come together and fight for what is right, especially with everything that has been going on at the moment with the Black Lives Matter protests and movement. It is such an important time to be coming together and really standing for what is right and just making a change in the world and in history. Okay, so my base is completely blended to the gods, so I'm gonna go in with some concealer just to really highlight the rest of my face. I really want to keep it super bright under the eyes and just bringing a lot of light to the center of the face, just because my base is a little bit darker. So I really want to just draw the eyes into the center. And I might even go in with a slightly white concealer right in the inner corner to really really brighten it up. So now that we are all locked into place and powdered in, I'm gonna go in with my powder bronzer, and I'm just taking this over the top of the cream bronzer. I'm not gonna take it under the cheekbone because then it looks a little bit muddy, and really lightly blending that in circular motions. So now that we are completely sculpted and looking super airbrushed, I'm gonna go in with my highlighter. I would usually go in with blush now, but for the eyes, I think I might have something kind of coming down and acting as the blush. So for that, I'm just gonna wait until I do the eyes. But for now, we're gonna go and blind some people from very far away. Highlighter is actually quite a hard thing to get used to and sort of figure out what is going to work best for you and complement your skin tone the best. So with me, I have quite an olivey yellow undertone, so I like to go in with quite champagne tone highlighters, and this one is the perfect tone for me. Okay, so that is finally the base makeup done. That took a lot longer than expected, but we are looking so beautiful, so airbrushed. So I would say it is worth it. I would definitely say it is now time to move on to the eyes, and this is where things are gonna get a little bit more interesting. For the eyes today, I have something super dramatic planned. This is gonna take up a lot of room on the eyes, so be prepared for some full-blown drama. And of course, no rainbow eye look, no rainbow look in general would be complete without a gorgeous rainbow palette. And for today, I'm gonna be using one of my absolute all-time favorites, which is the Makeup Revolution X Alexis Stone palette. This palette has been my ride or die since I got it. It is absolutely stunning. The pigments are so gorgeous and extremely pigmented. And I honestly think that this is just the best palette for a creative makeup artist out there. Anyone trying to get into a bit more colour in their looks, but it also has some browns, which is so helpful. So this is what the palette looks like. It is gorgeous tones. And what I love about it is that there are rows of individual colours in different tones. So as I said, for creative makeup artists like myself, it is perfect just to get a variety of tones in there. So what I'm going to do is go off camera and do this eye just so I know exactly what I'm doing and planning the whole look out, and then I'll come back and show you the steps in order to create the look on this eye. For me, it will probably be quite a while, but for you, it will just be one quick little second. So there we go. So that took me a lot longer than I thought, but it is super cute. It is super rainbow, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. What I went for basically was a really smoked out sort of a cool tone on the top, and then these really bright warm tones on the bottom, and I did them kind of in circles and then had a super graphic liner over the top. And what I'm going to do on this side is do the exact same but flip it around. So I'm going to have the warm tones blended out on the top, and then I'll have the cool tones on the bottom. I just think it's so cute when you do two different colours. I think it's a little bit more abstract and a little bit more interesting to look at. So as I said, I'm going in with the Makeup Revolution X Alexis Stone palette, and I'm just taking that yellow shade and I'm really just blending that up into the brow and making sure that line is completely diffused. Next, I'm going in with that light red shade in the top left corner, and I'm going to blend that into the yellow to create the orange too. I'm also taking that orange down into the nose contour too, just like I did with the green on this side and blended that out with yellow. I'm going to have it so the orange comes down and then I blend that out with yellow too. I just think that adds a little bit more dimension to the look and makes everything look a little bit more cohesive. And then I'm just taking the second darkest red on the outer corner, and I'll blend that out with those exact same shades on the other side, so it's kind of symmetrical on the outer edge and then it's asymmetrical on the inside. I'm just taking a bunch of the pinks and red tones, and I'm just stamping that into the temples and then blending that up and down into the cheek and into the forehead. And then once you have the base shape all cut out, you can go in with your concealer and just cut it out. Make it nice and sharp and super vibrant. So for that, I'm going to go in with a white concealer on a really flat brush, and I'm going to start just really pressing that into the crease and cutting that a little bit more. And then I'm just setting that with some white eyeshadow so it doesn't move anywhere. And that is a really nice way of just quickly cutting the crease. It does take a little bit of time and a little bit of practice, but once you get the hang of it, you are always going to have a snatched crease. So moving on, I'm going to go in with the circles on the lid, and for the inner corner I'm going to go in with blue, green and then purple. I'm just patting it down some concealer in kind of like an oval shape, and then I'm going to pack on the light blue shadow. And I'm really just stamping that colour onto the lid, making sure it is completely even, and wow, that looks so pigmented and so just smooth. I love it. And then going in with the outer corner one next. This one doesn't have to be too clean. It only really needs to be clean around the circular bit. On the outer corner, I'm going to have a liner there anyway, so it can be a little bit messy. And for these two purple shades, I took the top and the one below it, just so I got a nice pastel purple instead of a really heavy dark one. And lastly, I've just gone in with a little bit of the yellow and the blue to get this really pretty olive green. And there we go, so that is the eyes all done. They look super, super cute and super snatched. I actually do really like the contrasting colours and the asymmetry of it. I think it looks super cute and just a little bit more funky. Always a fun word. But anyway, I'm going to move on to lashes now, and of course, with such a bold and dramatic look, we need a bold and dramatic lash. And for lashes, I'm going to be going in with the Ardell x Ellis Atlantis Lashes, and these are so cute. They're so wispy. I think I might stack 2 pairs just to make them really, really full, but other than that, they are absolutely gorgeous and I cannot wait to have these on. So I have just double stacked these to make them a little bit more full and dramatic, and these are so cute. I'm so happy with how this look has turned out. These lashes are so wispy and ooh, they just make you look so cute and fun and fresh. Like, let me just give you a little moment like that, like ooh. To finish this look off, I think I need to go with a super bold and dramatic look just to really fulfill the fantasy. I have to serve it to you all, so I think I'm gonna go in with a really bold red lip. I think this has really tied everything together. I'm feeling so colourful and fun, and I'm so happy with it. And that is the finished look. I'm so happy with how this came out. I hope you guys love it just as much as I do. It is so vibrant, so beat, so glamorous, and still very detailed and very intricate, just how I like my looks. I hope you guys really enjoyed watching me create this look. If you want to see more from me, go check me out on Instagram and TikTok at Milan Reddy-Devlin. And I just want to say a huge thank you to Superdrug for having me today to show you how to create this full Pride look. I hope you all have such an amazing Pride month, and I will see you guys later on.